In Queensland tonight after a local woman rocked up to her bank to withdraw cash, only to be told they didn't have any. Taryn Compton wanted to grab some notes to pay a tradie, but when she got to the ANZ ATM, she realised she'd forgotten her EFTPOS card. When she asked the teller for the money instead, she was told the bank doesn't carry cash.
And Taryn Compton's here to tell us all about our terrible banking experience. Taryn, what did you think when you walked into a bank only to be told they don't have cash?
I thought it was absolutely crazy. I thought she must have misheard what I wanted, if I'm honest. How can you go to a bank and not be able to get your own money out?
Taryn, that's what I'm confused about. So what's in the bank if there's no cash? Isn't there, if you open up the safe, what's in there? How did they explain it to you?
They just said, I'm so sorry, we can't help you. There's nothing we can do. We don't have cash here.
So did you think maybe that was a temporary situation? That maybe they were going to get some cash tomorrow?
No, she actually said, we don't carry cash anymore. We can't help you. She did say, if you're desperate for it today, you can transfer it to another bank and try and get it out there, but we can't help.
Was she in on how absurd this was? Like, did she get it was like you were walking into KFC and they said, sorry, we don't do chicken?
No, she wasn't. She was just, I'm really sorry, we can't help you. We just don't have money here anymore.
Taryn, do you think that banks should carry money, as in cash?
I do. They have got my money in their banking system. I should be able to access it, right? You have got my hard-earned cash. Where is it? I want it. And when the answer that you get is I just don't have it, it really does get you thinking about our whole banking system.
All our analysis on CBDC, in particular for the use of general use, we tend to establish the equivalence with cash, and there is a huge difference there. For example, in cash, we don't know, for example, who's using a $100 bill today. We don't know who is using a 1,000 peso bill today. A key difference with the CBDC is that central bank will have absolute control on the rules and regulations that will determine the use of that expression of central bank liability. And also we will have the technology to enforce that. Those two issues are extremely important, and that makes a huge difference with respect to what cash is.
The revelation of Yahushua HaMashiach, which the Most High gave unto him, to shew unto his servants things which must shortly come to pass. And he sent and signified it by his angel unto his servant John, who bear record of the word of the Most High, and of the testimony of Yahushua HaMashiach, and of all things that he saw. Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand. Revelation chapter 1, verse 1 to 3. Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to our venerable apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and blessings to the Lord's elect, the house of David. All right, so Brother Aharon coming back at you with a quick lesson, Lord willing to be edifying and uplifting once the elect. All right, and now I'm going to title this something else. By the end, during my editing process, I'll give it a different title, but the title of this article says, Biometrics Cutting the Line of In-Person Payments Innovations, Mastercard. Okay, and again, this is all addressing, the biblical prophecy of the MOTB, all right, that we've been talking about. Again, starting from our elders and apostles of Great Millstone on down, we've been telling the world, all right, the world of Israel and the whole entire world pretty much, that there's coming a time, and we're living in those days, where the so-called powers that be are going to mandate upon the face of the earth that everyone, men, women, children, anyone and everyone in between, all right, to have a digital implantation, of a device within their body, and that's going to give them the ability to buy and sell. pretty much be operative in this new digital economy. Okay, and I'm sure you've seen in the early clips that I put in there. All right, in this video, a lot of these companies and banks and so on and so forth are moving quickly, all right, towards this so-called goal. Okay, and that's all to fulfill biblical prophecy, as we just read in Revelation, the 1st chapter. Okay, that these things must come to pass. Okay, when you go into that word must, it means that it has to. Okay, in order for something else to happen, this has to happen first. So it's a step. Okay, and it's the biggest, most major step, all right, in end time prophecies. Okay, it's a prophecy that's been building up for the past 2,000 years. Okay, everything that Esau has been doing is going to culminate, all right, with the mandatory implementation of the MOTB. Okay, so let's get into it. It says, Mastercard sees biometrics for in-store payments as a part of a broader shift towards seamless interactions of all kinds, as outlined in a new episode of the Payment Giants What's Next In podcast. The discussion revolves around card transactions and Mastercard's payment technology, but the themes identified can be recognized in many different places where payments are made and in wide-ranging market developments. In-person payments have come a long way from the credit card imprinters, or quote-unquote knuckle busters, as host Vicky Hyman notes. They were popularly known that were common to stores in the 1980s. In the 80s. Okay. Dennis Gamillo notes that the US took until the beginning of the CVdemic to lean into contactless payments, having lagged most of the developed world in CHIP card adoption. Now over two-thirds of Mastercard payments are contactless, he says. Okay, and two-thirds of the nation of Israel here in Babylon the Great will end up, adopting this new form of payment, which will only be done by way of some form of microchip in your body. Okay, and that's what these so-called stakeholders that go to these meetings that you're not included in, this is the kind of shit that they're discussing. Okay, and they're all working together. Okay, they're working as a collective group, all right, in order to bring this to fruition, all right, because it only benefits them, really. Right, of course, they're going to talk all that talk and say, oh, this is good for your security and, all these different things. But in reality, it benefits them. Okay, that's how it always works. Okay, it says, the shift to digital transactions has made software the tool of updates to point-of-sale systems, Jennifer Mariner notes, unlike past generations of payment innovation. That allows merchants to connect payments with the rest of the retail experience, like inventory management and customer data. Consumer trust in contactless transactions and other payment innovations is rising rapidly as people become more familiar with them, according to Mariner, with payments for public transportation a ready example of where this is happening. See? So again, it's all gradualism, right? Accelerated gradualism. Okay, that's when you have the 3 steps. You have the MOTB technology, MOTB mentality, and MOTB reality. Okay, so those 3 steps is what we're seeing play out. Right now, they're talking about what, as we just read, she said what is to these payment innovations is rising rapidly, right? Is rising rapidly because Esau knows that he doesn't have much time, right? And part of it too is also to quickly condition the people to accept this type of technology. Okay, without any resistance or pushback or true idea of what these things actually mean and what their end goal really is, people just they'll just receive it, right? They don't mind. They will allow it to be administered onto them. Okay, because it's happening. It says it's become familiar with them, right? That's the whole thing. You know, at first it might be a little foreign. You might be like, oh no, I don't think I'm okay with this. You know, I don't think I'm okay with this. I don't want no C-hip in my body, you know, whatever. But then when you see the whole world around you doing it, right? And it becomes the norm, you know, sports stadiums in order to go to concerts or to go watch a game or, you know, go use a bank or to travel. This is just how the system is now. Most people are not going to reject it because they're not going to see anything wrong with it. Okay? They're not going to see anything wrong with it because that's just how it is, number one. Number two, everyone is doing it. So what's wrong with it? You know? And those who might be skeptical in the beginning, again, that's why it's going to be optional. Right? Right now, you have the technology, but it's like optional. You know what I mean? You got people who have C-hips in their bodies right now. They don't have one or two. Some motherfuckers got 3, 4, 5 of them bad boys. And they're chilling, walking around thinking they're some like high-tech technology people, merge into technology, you know, like, oh, I can open my doors with the tap of my backhand, you know. Oh, I could just walk through right here and I could just scan my hand and boom, my door's open. Like you some cool tech god or some shit, you know. But that's the gradualism. And of course, when the time comes when they really ready to push it upon the people like the CV, they're gonna push these celebrities to do it. Okay, just like how they paraded it on TV, you know, oh, come take your thing. It's just gonna be the norm. You're gonna see it on CBS and all the news networks because everybody watches them shits for the most part. All these old people and shit, you know, that's all they watch, TV. You know, so they're gonna be putting it up there. You're gonna see them. I just got my implantation. Oh my goodness, how did it feel? They're gonna be like, oh well, it was weird, you know, at first, you know, but when after I took it, I was able to just walk in here and I scanned my hand and, you know, the doors opened up for me and wow, I didn't have to worry about my credit card or my debit card. I just walked into the lunch room and I just scanned it and boom, I was good to go. And it's so crazy how, you know, science fiction, you know, they go and talk like that. You know, science fiction has become science reality. Wow, the power of science. Look at this. Look, you know, all my medical records is on here. You know, I almost got pulled over. The police came. I scanned my wrist, my hand, and boom, all the information popped up. They're going to make it seem like something so cool and innovative. And if you're not part of it, then you're just so stupid and you're just so old school, old fashioned. Like, what is wrong with you? You know, these extremists, they don't believe in, you know, that's how they go and pitch it. You know, they're going to dehumanize those who don't comply, so that way they're justified when they bring in that draconian order of the guillotines, you know, to fulfill biblical prophecy. Okay, because that's the only way out. You know, it's either you're going to take it or you're going to stay up and the road going to defend you, or some of us might have to put our lives on the line. Okay, you say I'm not going to take it. They say no, you're going to take it. It's all right. Well, then let's go. And then boom, you're going to get your head chopped off then if you're not going to do it. Right? That's just what it is. You know, that's just what it is. You know what I mean? Anyway, so continue. It says more taps, more trust, more tap, and that's what we're seeing, he says. You see that? So the tap and go, it's becoming a mainstay, you know? You got Amazon Go. They already have that technology. You know, in many different companies, man, I could go on. If I'm talking about from A to Z, you got every single letter. There's companies that have some form of letter in there that are into this type of shit, man. It's all around the world. All right. I'm talking about like, I'm like, damn, like all these companies, like I never even heard this company even exist before. Like, what is going on? And we do research. And most of the stuff that's going on, we don't even catch it like that. If the Spirit doesn't lead you to it, you're not going to catch it. So how much more everybody else? See? And that's Esau's trick. Was it yesterday or 2 days ago? The UN, was it Secretary General? If I'm mistaken, but his name is Anthony Gutierrez, I think. All right, that demon. And he was saying some crazy shit. I forget exactly the words he used, but you know, extrapolating what he said was basically paraphrasing it was that you know, the UN has to pretty much do a lot more, right? Like I'm gonna see if I can find the clip and post it. But man, I was like, yo, what? You know, so they're not playing. They on a mission. They say, yo, we about to make a whole change, and we need the whole world to, you know, understand that this is just how things are gonna be. You know what I'm saying? I said, oh shit, okay, right? So things are happening, man. They're doing it, and they're doing it quick. They put it out in your face. But if you don't catch it, and no government or any government officials or anybody is catching these things, they go ahead and just sign it into law, right? It just happens. It just be the thing. It's like, okay, well, listen, the majority of us agree on this. So what's up? We're just going to tell the world that if those of you who catch it and you got some type of rebuttal, bring it to the table. If not, we just going to go ahead and do what we got to do because it's for the greater good. See, we don't care how it's going to affect you personally, because remember, it's for the greater good. It says, the discussion on this point revolved around cards, but the same is true for biometrics. And from RFK to Donald Trump, okay, to all these other, so-called political heads and shit, all they keep talking about nowadays is some form of digital ID, digital currency. You got biometrics. Trump said he's going to create a biometric entry exit system, right? He's going to push that very, very hard, right? He also said that he's going to he's going to basically side with, what's that? Oh shit. Cryptocurrency. Yeah, cryptocurrency. So it's all the digital currency shit. You know what I mean? He's going to be pushing that. America's going to be there. And then lately I heard Kamala saying the same exact thing. I said, this bitch, yo, So they're all on one accord, right? They've created this weird division over the past 4 years. Well, the Democrats have destroyed everything. So now for the Republicans to come in and fix it, that's what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to go digital. The new way. We have to, change healthcare. No longer will we be having to have these companies mandate that we come take this Vanessa or whatever. Now we're going to use AI, to monitor everything. So that way we can cut out these pharmaceutical companies. Well, motherfucker, if you cut out these pharmaceutical companies, who's going to still have the power anyway? You're just cutting out the middleman. Pharmaceutical companies or third-party companies with all these technologies, they're going to just wipe them out and then direct it directly from people and governments. That's it. That's what they're doing in China right now. Okay? They're merging in all these third-party companies, that come in and say, okay, well, we're going to get your information. You're dealing with us. But then they send it over to the government. Now the government is saying, no, we're going to weed you people out, these companies out, and we're going to deal directly with the people. You know what I'm saying? So now, if you want to travel anywhere, it's going through the federal way, not no privatized way. See? That's how they're doing it. All right? That's how they're doing it. So we'll see. It says face biometrics have been implemented on the Yamaman-Yukagaoka line in Japan's Chiba Prefecture. The Japan Times reports in the latest example. Tap on phone is part of the next wave of card payments and allows merchants to queue bust with sales assistance, Mariner says. Okay, and that's another pitch, right? Oh, you're not going to have long lines of people and so on and so forth. Listen, bro, that's not going to change a damn thing. That's just a smoke screen, if you will, right? To bring the people in. That's it. That's all it is. Because people, I don't want to be in a long line. And yeah, this is much more convenient. Look how quick it is. See? Again, selling convenience to you, and then that convenience becomes your prison. It says Mastercard is also introducing capabilities for consumers to add payment cards to their digital wallet. See? By tapping it on their own smartphone. That technology is already there. All right. So people still do it. They're doing it now. But you wait till it becomes mandatory. See, that's the key. We keep saying it. We keep on saying it, that this thing doesn't really get crazy until they mandate it, right? It's not optional. It's mandated. Like, this is what it is. That's when you're going to start seeing things shake up heavy, right? Because it's all across the board, everywhere you go. Remember, it says he causeth all. So you're traveling, your medical, your food, your buying and selling of anything at all. You need to have some form of digital ID and a digital wallet. And then to interact with that digital world, you need to have a digital access, which is going to be your what. Okay, this thing is all played out. If you can't see it, then you're going to end up taking it. All right, if you can't see it, it's like a ditch that you can't see. You're going to fall into it, or a pothole that you miss when you're driving. You're going boom, 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 damn. Your whole shock absorbers is all fucked up on that. You can't. All you gonna feel all that shock, man. You ain't gonna get no absorption. You feeling all that shock, man. You know, and that's what the UN guy was saying. He said disruption and shock. You know, so get ready type shit. You know, yeah. You know, but anyway, continuing. It says merchants can also add tapping a card to a phone holding a digital wallet as an additional authentication layer. Payments with biometrics instead of a phone or card are also on Mastercard's roadmap. You hear that? Right? Biometrics is what? Body measurement. See? Biometrics. All right? How do you do biometrics? That's data collection. That's all that is. Okay? And that's what? A more personalized way of interacting with technology. Meaning we are in your body type shit. You know, like we have technology that's, you know, in your brain, you know, in your hand, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, man. It says the company wants to let consumers, he said, listen to this. The company wants to let consumers choose how they register their payment method to their biometrics, Gamilo explains. You see that? So Esau, that's just how he always plays. He gives you options. But every single option that you will ever pick from, guess what? It leads to the same destination that he wants you to arrive at anyway. You understand? So whether you vote Democrat, whether you vote Republican, you will arrive at the same destination, which is what? The mandatory implementation of the mark of the beast, period. Okay? And any company or any corporation, America is a corporation, or a country outside, if you resist whatever they're bringing down the pike, according to biblical prophecy, you will get that heat. Okay? You will get that heat. Revelation 12:12. Right? For the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. It says, woe unto the world. Right? Let's see if we can pull that up real quick. Okay? Let's see if we can get that real quick. Revelation chapter 12, verse 12. It says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. That's the whole world, right? The world is made out of the land, right? The earth and the sea, the oceans, right? So it's another way of saying woe to the world, the inhabitants of the whole entire world. For the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Okay? So Esau about to, kick into high gear. All right, and people will notice that, damn, this motherfucker is a devil, bro. You're gonna see people crying, like, your tears ain't gonna stop this. It's the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua that's going to protect you if you're the elect from what's coming, but it ain't gonna stop it, because it must come to pass. Okay, it must come to pass. And people in IUIC, you will see it. All right, you will see it. IUIC, you will see what the MOTB really is. And when it comes out, trust me, you're not going to be, ain't nobody going to be talking about no sin in all its various forms, both political and religious. It's a sin when you think sin, and when your hand is, your forehead is when you think sin, and your hand is when you do sin. Like, bro, where in this article have we read anything about sin? Like, the prophecy doesn't even say sin. It doesn't mention anything about sin. So they insert that in there, and then they turn the whole thing to make it seem like, well, it's sin. No, it doesn't say that. When you go into that word mark, right, you have to actually go into that word. What was that word when it was written in the Greek? Is charagma, which when you go into that, it means what? A cutting or an incision. Okay, a mark that's left on the body after an imprint or an implantation, man. It's just that simple. Okay? It's just that simple. All right. So you false prophets out there, may Yahweh Hashem Yahushua destroy you. As soon as this prophecy comes out, man, you gonna get your comeuppance, man. For sure. All right. You making a deal with Esau like that, man. It says, continuing. It says, let me go back up here again and see something real quick. 1 second. There you go. It says behavioral biometrics are also part of Mastercard's plan right? So you're thinking of this whole technological thing. So that's going into your behavior, right? How do you, operate with this thing? How do you feel about this? How do you actually move around when this technology becomes the mainstay, right? They need to prepare your mind for it, right? The MOTB mentality. It says behavioral biometrics are also part of Mastercard's plan, in addition to physical biometric modalities like palm and face. Palm and face? So they're not even hiding it, okay? In your right hand or your forehead. Your palm represents your right hand and your face represents your forehead. It's just that simple, okay? When you see that prophecy coming to pass, this is what it looks like. This is what John saw. This is exactly what it looks like. The face scanning, he saw it as, your forehead as your face, right? Because you have this the C-hip in your brain. That'll be scanned from your forehead, not from the back of your head or from the top of your head, right? Or from the side of your head. It's gonna be right in your face, right? They got people conditioned for that when the demic hit. People, you got to walk in, they'll put that little monitor thing on your forehead to read if you got CV or if your temperature, all that bullshit, man. People fell for it. You go into any establishment, and right there at the window, right at the door, at the entrance, before you walk in, you got to have a mask on, and then they scan your forehead, and then you're good to go if your temperature doesn't exceed a certain number or whatever, So that's what's coming. This time it's going to be the thing. It's going to be enforced by the military. It's going to be very uncomfortable, man. But that's just the prophecy. It must happen. Okay. So continuing, it says, let's see. It says Gamelo explained how biometric templates work, comparing it to payment data tokenization during a discussion about consumer trust. Tokenization, huh? So that's kind of like a reward system, social credit system, right? Like contactless card transactions, adoption and use foster trust, as Mastercard survey data has consistently shown, right? Mastercard plans on expanding its biometric checkouts this year, and pilots are getting underway, Gamelo says. Mastercard's biometric checkout program is where we focus on creating standards around the performance, the user experience, the security, and we do rigorous testing with partners that want to participate in the program and enable the technology so that we can collectively bring it to consumers, he explains. So every corner, everywhere you go, every bank is going to be doing this. Every job you go to is going to be doing this. Every federal building is going to be doing this. Every travel agency is going to be doing this. Okay, the whole world, everything you're used to, the things that make this society move will be digitalized. Okay, and that's just what it is. It says other examples of this shift towards biometrics for in-person payments abound. Wicket, right? It sounds like Wicked, right? Okay. Wicket makes several similar points to Mastercard's executives around integrating payments with digital services and systems, and the potential for faster, more efficient transactions but for events in a blog post, right? Events talking about like sporting events, shit like that, right? It says Wicket notes that the alcohol purchases common at events are a natural place for the benefits of biometrics to carry over to another part of the transaction in a form of age verification. Okay, so verify, and boom. Now, in order for you to verify your identity, verify your age, verify anything, who you say you are, your address, whatever, this is how it's going to be. Digital biometrics, right? It says biometric payment cards are also on a path towards mainstream adoption, albeit a slower and rockier path than once expected. See? Index Biometrics has received a production order for its integrated hardware and software solution, IDEX Pay, from Taiwan's Beautiful Card Corporation, which is BCC. BCC has also received a letter of approval from Mastercard for its IDEX Pay-based card in a process eased by IDEX was certification by Mastercard last year. The size of the order was not specified in the announcement, but BCC produces 121 million payment cards annually. Okay, and there's over 8 billion people now, so they got a lot of work to do. Right, that's why they have to depopulate first, and then whoever's left, they use the military to kind of use that force, to bring in that so-called order, because it's going to be chaos out here. Okay, because people are waking up to the shit, right? And Esau has to, do what he got to do, and he got to do it quick. He don't got much time. Okay, and that's what the Bible prophecy says. Okay, so John definitely saw what he saw. The Lord showed him this for a reason, and ultimately it was for the elect. All right, ultimately it's for the elect, right? Because everybody else will see the same things, but everyone will have a different outcome. If you're not of the elect, you're going to end up taking it. If you're of the elect, you're not going to take it, and that's just passing the test, right? It's just passing the test. Okay, there's a book of Revelation chapter 13 verse 16. It says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Okay, which we just read an article that's showing you how this process is being played out. Okay, the system, the infrastructure, everything is being set up. Even the mindset that people are going to have when this thing comes out is being set up now. Okay, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So as we just read in the article, we saw a palm and we saw a face, right? Right hand or forehead. We saw all these things. So we're literally watching the days. We're in the days of watching these things play out. Okay, and eventually, like I said, it's going to be mandatory. Okay, by penalty of death via guillotine. Simple as that. Okay, and that's where the real test begins. Like, you've passed the test of, the temptation of, okay, well, if I don't got it, I can't work. If I don't got it, I can't pay bills. If I don't got it, I can't really go nowhere. I can't drive. I can't do shit. Okay, you passed that test. All right, you're still being resistant, huh? You're still being tough, huh? Well, it looks like you definitely not even trying to take nothing. So we're just going to eliminate you, right? Some of us going to have to go through that. See? But, hey, it's all through the glorifying, the glorification of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai anyway, right? Think back to the 7 brothers in the book of Maccabees, right? And their mother, right? Look at how valiant they went out. They said under no circumstances, that was just to eat pork and break the law. See? How much more this is a law, right? Because the Heavenly Father says not to do it, right? But those who do it, you're going to be destroyed. So that is a law, right? Punishable by death. You know what I'm saying? So that is a law, right? So for those of us who are going to resist this temptation, the Lord is going to give us that reward, okay? And you resist it even unto death, you get even a greater reward, right? You get a greater reward, man. Your name is going to be etched into history forever. Like, yeah, you're one of those men that put his life down, stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord, as is written in 2nd Ezra, right? So we all want to be that. We don't want to be known as the guy that he talked about it, but when the time came, he folded. Nah. Ain't nothing to fold over here. Okay, you pray that the Lord give you that strength. No matter what your friends or your family may say, you resist, right? Because they don't know where they're going. That's why they're going to end up taking it. We know where we're going. See what I'm saying? It's like you got an address. You're trying to get somewhere. You know what I'm saying? You probably you know where you're going, right? And you got some backseat driver who has no idea. And they're like, oh, I think you passed the exit. Nigga, shut up. I know where I'm going. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's the mindset you got to have. Keep on driving. Keep on driving. Somebody might say, oh, listen, pull over right here, bro. I'm going to stop right here. I don't think I could keep going, bro. All right, cool, man. I'm going to catch you later. Boom. Stop. Pull over. Get out the car. You out of there. Let's go. And you keep driving. You might get to a point where it might be a whole lot of you in the car. By the time you get to the destination, it's just you and probably 1 or 2 more people. That's it. But guess what? Those 2 more people that you're with are the ones that the Lord has destined to reach that destination. Okay? From the beginning of the journey, they were destined to get to that destination. Everybody else wasn't destined to get there. That's why they didn't get there. See? So when you see people, family, friends that you thought were cool, that could possibly stand strong and make it, fall by the wayside, don't get shook by it. Because they weren't meant to reach that destination as you. See? We're all going to different destinations. The elect, one destination. The rest who are not of the elect, another destination. Okay? So don't be shook by the things that are going to be happening very soon, because our power, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, he got us. All right, he got us, man. Okay? So it says, verse 17, it says, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So then you wonder, if we can't buy and sell, it means we can't eat. How the hell are we going to survive? That's where your faith comes in, right? That's when you fully believe that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua says, I'm going to create an obstacle, but in that obstacle, I'm also going to make a way. See, I'm only going to make a way for those that I want to pass through this obstacle unharmed. See, but the rest, that trap is set there for them to be caught. See, but there's some who are going to pass through that trap, and they're going to pass right through it, and they ain't going to get caught for nothing. They're going to be good. And that's the elect, the special ones of the Lord. You see, it says, here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. All right. So pay attention. All right. And let's see how the Lord is going to play things out towards the end of this year into next year. Okay. There's a lot of things we keep saying it, man, but it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. You can feel it. Right. It's coming. Something big is coming. Okay. So anyway, I'm going to leave it off there. Lord willing, you are edified and informed. In closing, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Ruach HaKodesh, the water Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai. And until next time, Shalom.
Bank of America, not a small bank, said they don't want cash, they want an all-digital future. Here's the CEO of Bank of America.
We want a cashless society. It costs us $5 billion for checks and cash to move around our company.
You want a cashless society.
We have more to gain than anybody in a sense from a pure operating cost. So we're driving it, and the cost will come down, and everything's happening, and the costs are already very low. It's very efficient, very little fraud when you actually look at the volumes going through.